1, 2, 3. Eyes on me. Welcome back to class, everyone. Now, you all are looking at me a little bit funky, and I have a feeling it's because of something I'm wearing. It's a little bit different than usual. Joseph, do you notice anything?
Maybe your hat?
My hat. And on my hat, I have my name. But there's also something a little bit different about how I wrote my name. I wrote it in a few different colors. Who can make a prediction about what the different colors in my name may mean? Joseph, do you have any idea?
No, what do they mean?
The different colors in my name represent the different syllables that I broke my name down into. Today's lesson is going to be all about breaking big words down into their little syllables. And after our lesson, I'm going to be handing out this worksheet, which goes with our objective. Our objective is, I'm going to read it to you guys. Given a worksheet with 12 words with multiple syllables, students will be able to decode each word using syllable division patterns with 83% accuracy, or at least 10 out of 12 correct. So after this lesson, I'm going to hand out this worksheet and you guys are going to complete it independently to check for understanding. But before we get started with our lesson, who can tell me what a syllable is? Because that's very important in today's lesson. Joseph?
Beats in words.
Yes, syllables are the beats in words. Just like songs have beats, so do words. And every word has at least one syllable. Is there anything else you remember?
Don't they at least have one vowel?
Yes, all syllables have at least one vowel in them. Now, to begin this lesson, when we are trying to decode big words, we need to know or understand the 7 syllable types. Closed, open, magic E, diphthong, or we're going to be calling them sliding, vowel teens, R controlled, and consonant LE. The first syllable type is right up here, and it is a closed syllable. A syllable in which a single vowel is followed by a consonant. The vowel is usually short. An example of a word with a closed syllable is the word cat. What vowel do you notice in this word, Joseph?
A.
A. And is this A making a short or a long sound?
Short.
Yes, it is making a short sound. This A is followed by T, which is a consonant. This is an example of a closed syllable. Vowel with a short vowel sound and a consonant followed behind it. Our next syllable type are open syllables. Open syllables are syllables ending with a single vowel that usually are making a long vowel sound. A word with an open syllable in it is going to be the word spider. This first syllable, which cuts off right here, ends in the vowel I. And this vowel is making a long vowel sound, spider. This is an example of an open syllable. The next syllable type is the magic E syllable. These syllables are syllables with a long vowel followed by a consonant and finally followed by a silent E. A word that has a magic E syllable in it is going to be the word bone. What is the first vowel that you see in this word, Joseph?
O.
O. And is this O making a long O sound, or is it just a short O sound?
Long.
Yes, it is a long O sound. This O is followed by the consonant N. And at the end of the word bone, we have the letter E. But do we hear this E when we say the word bone?
No.
No, it's not bony, it's bone. That's what makes this a magic E, or a word with a magic E syllable. The next syllable type, we're going to skip over sliding and kind of go up to vowel team for a second. Vowel team syllables are syllables containing two vowels that work together to make one vowel sound. So let's write an example up here on the board. The word bean. We see two vowels right next to each other, E and A. But we only hear one sound, and that is a long E sound. Bean. That's what makes this a vowel team. The E and the A are working together to make one vowel sound, the long E in the word bean. Now we're going to go back to sliding syllables. These are syllables containing two vowels, but these syllables make a new vowel sound that we have not heard before. An example of a sliding syllable is the word boil. These two syllables right here, O and I, are making an oi sound. This is not something we've heard before, and that's how we know that this is a sliding syllable, not a vowel team. The next syllable type is an R-controlled syllable, and these are syllables in which the vowel is followed by a single letter R. And the sounds in these syllables are controlled by the R. An example, bird. We have our vowel, I, and the single R after, which is definitely controlling the sound. We say the word bird, it's bird. Don't really hear the I too much, and that's why this is an R-controlled syllable. The final syllable type is the consonant LE syllable. And this syllable is a consonant followed by an LE. So, for example, the word bubble. This final syllable in bubble is a consonant LE. And we know this because we have a consonant followed by an LE making that sound. Bubble, circle, jungle. These 7 syllable types are going to be super important when we are trying to decode big words. Now there's going to be one more thing that we want to know when we are decoding big words, and these are the 4 division types. I'm going to be writing them up here and then I'll explain them. This first one is VC, BC, and then we have VCZ, then we have VCD, and VE. Now this may look a little confusing, but these are how we divide our words into syllables. The V in each of these 4 division patterns stands for vowel, and the C in each of these stands for consonant. Now you notice there's also a dash. This slash represents where the word is going to be broken up. This is going to be one syllable on one side of the dash, and this is the other syllable on the other side of the dash. Now, we're going to work together to break up some words into syllables. I'm going to pass, or you already have. You have your whiteboard, and I'm going to be doing it on my whiteboard, and you're going to be following along and helping me to do this. So, the first word we are going to be breaking up is the word napkin. Everyone write napkin on your whiteboards. Nice and big. The first step in decoding, the first step in decoding a word is identifying the first 2 vowels. So step 1, identify first 2 vowels. Joseph, what are our first two vowels in this word?
A and I.
A and I. So draw a little V under A and draw a little V under I. Now you're going to draw a little line under that kind of makes it look like a smiley face. And you're going to look in between. What are the two letters in between the A and the I, Joseph?
P and K.
P and K. And these are both syllables. Now when we look back, I'm going to rewrite these division types up here. Do any of these kind of match up to what we see up there? This first one. So we're going to draw our slash right here, and that is now, we now see our two syllables in the word napkin. The next word we're going to do is going to be the word illustrate. Now we remember our first step, identify the first two vowels. Our second step, look in between. Our first two vowels, we have an I, first letter of the word, and we have a U. Now we're going to look in between. We see a L, which is a consonant, and another L, which is a consonant. Now we recognize, again, this is our first pattern, so we're going to chop this word, and that's the first syllable of the word. Now sometimes words don't only have two vowels. As you can see, there's an A. So we are going to now work with the U in the A. So let's label our A as a vowel. And we're going to look in between. Now this time we don't only see two consonants, we now see two. Or we now see three. But you'll notice that these first two, S and T, work together to make one sound, the st sound. So we're going to count that as just one. And then we have another R. So once again, chop to follow our first pattern. But that's not it. We have another vowel, an E. Now, it could be either, look in between. You have a T, consonant. Now it could be either of these. How do we know the difference? One is vowel / consonant vowel, and one is vowel consonant / vowel. Now this all has to do with how we say the word. Remember, this would be an open syllable, which would have the long vowel sound. Now this one over here, vowel followed by consonant, that's going to make a short sound. So when we say the word illustrate, we notice that the A is making a long A sound. Illustrate, not illustrate, illustrate. So we're going to know to make this an open syllable and chop it right after the A. There's nothing protecting the A from falling off the cliff. It's screaming its name all the way down, illustrate. Our next word that we're going to practice together is going to be the word oatmeal. Now, when we're looking at the word oatmeal, we'll notice something, and that is vowel teens. When you have vowel teens, you can pretty much label it as one vowel. So we have this O and A. This is one vowel teen. And we have E and A, which is another vowel teen. Once again, we're going to look in the middle. And what do you see in between, Joseph?
TM.
And what are those? Are those vowels, consonants?
Those are consonants.
Both of them are consonants. So which syllable division pattern will this follow?
The first one.
The first one. And there we have it. Oatmeal is now split into its proper syllables. We're going to do a few more, maybe one or two, and then you're going to be making your own hats, and you're going to use what you learned to split your name into its syllables. Next one we're going to do is discount. What is our first vowel, Joseph?
I.
I. Yes, that's correct. And do you notice anything about these two vowels?
They're a team.
They're not a team because they're actually making a weird sound. So which one is that?
The slide.
Sliding. These are sliding. Or they're working together to make a weird sound. Now, what do? Look in between. Two consonants. And there we have it. Discount. We found the two beats in the word. We're going to do one more. And then we're going to move on to our hats. Let's do the word, let's do adjustment. Okay. Joseph, do you want to come up and I'll assist you? Okay, so what's your first step? Identify your first two vowels. An A and a U. Now what do we want to do? We want to look in between. Now, third step, label what's in between. We have, what do we have there?
A D and a J.
A D and a J, which are two consonants. Does this fit any of our patterns?
This one.
First one, so draw that slash. Now, we're not done yet because we have another vowel here. If you look at this word, you may recognize the word just, and you may just be able to split it, but let's pretend we don't. So label this vowel, and look in between. What do you notice about the first two letters right here?
They make one noise.
They make one noise, the st noise. So we're going to label that as one consonant, and then M. And now we notice, yep, again, first vowel pattern. And there you go. You just split up the word adjustment into three different parts. Now we're going to work together, and we're going to make our own hats. I've already cut it up for you and made your hat part. So we're going to split it up. We can do this on the whiteboard. So, spell out your name. And what do we do first? You talk me through this time.
Find the vowels.
Find the vowels. Which one? Where are they?
O and E.
O and E.
Make the little line. And then find the consonant. And then split it.
Now, this can be one of two. Is Joseph making a short vowel sound or long vowel sound?
Long.
Long. So it's going to be this one right here, and we're going to split it right after the O. And there you go, you split your name. So now you're going to do it on your hat, and then I'll help you put it together. Now that you guys have learned how to decode big words, I'm going to be passing this worksheet out to you. And you're going to independently on your own break down all of these words into their proper syllables. You have markers at your desk, and you are going to underline each syllable with a different color, just as you did with your name. Now, I'm going to use a different one, but I'm going to do an example for you. First, it's always important, you want to put your name. Now let's look at the word funny. If we recall, the first step, identify your vowels. Look in between, and I will see that my syllable is split right there, but that's not everything you want to do. You want to follow the directions, draw lines to show proper syllable addition. So if you want to do the work on your whiteboard and just underline the syllables so it looks a little neater, you can do that. But make sure to write your name. This is going to be your words. They're different than the ones I just did an example on. And remember, our objective is to get 10 out of 12 of these correct. You're going to have 10 minutes to do this independently, and then we'll come back together as a class to review it.